Yo, what's poppin'? You done tap back in with the Gangsta's Kitchen in the Hood, where the food is vegan and you will not get tired of eating. I promise. I mean, hey, you cooking with a blood. What's poppin'? So let me ask y'all real quick, who like breakfast for dinner? Because that's what's happening with me. So today I'm making a vegan Mc Griddle. If you ever been to McDonald's, you know what's happening. Making vegan Mc Griddle, and I'm making some creamy grits on the scissor. So right now I'm putting some almond milk, bringing that to a boil with some yellow corn grits. You know, you just want to throw that in there like this here, just a couple whoop-de-whoops, whatever the case may be. And then when you do that, you're going to switch this around so it won't be clumpy. You know, you want to keep switching that around. I'm using yellow corn grits. You can use white grits, whatever, you know, whatever floats your boat. And then we're going to throw some salt in there and bring that to a boil. We're going to let that cook and we go on to the next. So right now I'm making a batter for the pancakes. So right now what I'm doing is I'm making vegan buttermilk, right? So you're going to take the almond milk. I got 2 cups of almond milk, and we just do a couple dashes of apple cider vinegar. Now, I put a little too much vinegar in there, so what I did was I just added more milk. And then when you do that, you're going to switch this around, let it combine a little bit. It's going to look a little weird, you know, because, I mean, it's vinegar and milk and the solids and the enzymes and whatever the case may be. But, you know, so, boom, you're going to switch this around. We're going to put this off to the side and let that sit while we get everything else together. I got about 2 1/4, whatever, you know, I don't do a lot of measuring. So boom, I got the organic non-GMO all-purpose unbleached white flour. I put like 2 cups, 2.5 cups. I'm making a lot of pancakes, a lot of Mc Griddles. So now I added some baking powder. And then next after that, we're gonna season it. So I'm putting some salt in there, and we're just gonna switch this around a little bit. You know, get them clumps out. You know, if you work with flour, you know what's happening. You know, you got to switch this around. And then next, we're going to put the buttermilk in there. After it's sit, we're going to let that sit for about 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, however long you want it to sit. Now, one thing I learned about when you're making the batter for pancakes, you don't want to use like a whisk and make it like super smooth. I literally just learned this. You just want to mix it around like if you was making muffins. So you just mix it around real good, real soft, but you still want a couple clumps. It's okay if it have a couple clumps. Now, it was a little thick, so of course I added some more milk. That's when I added more milk because I put too much vinegar in there. And now I'm adding agave to sweeten it up. You can add brown sugar, white sugar. You can add syrup, whatever the case may be. And this right here is a brand called Neat Egg. You can put this in any little baking, whatever you're doing when it's baking, stovetop. It's an egg replacement. It's busting, I promise you. Don't put too much in there because it's made out of garbanzo beans. So, yeah, it's gonna be tasty. So we're gonna put that in the microwave. I mean, in the refrigerator and let that sit. And now I want to shout out to Hillary's. Well, yeah, Hillary's. They sent me a couple packs of this this organic vegan, a whole bunch of free. From 12 Comment, as you can see, they sent me a couple packs of these sausages, so you know I had to double in. It's my first time trying these. You know, this is what they look like. Oh, and by the way, I just want to show y'all what they're made out of: lentils, dates, apples. You know what I'm saying? All kind of little good stuff, man. It was busting too. So we got the oil pan that's hot, ready to go. We're gonna put them in there, let them sizzle down, and now we're gonna get to these pancakes. Now I'm putting some butter in there. You can put oil or butter. I'm using vegan Miyoko's butter, you know, and you know how I like it. You know, you like them crispy edges like everybody like, you know, that's me. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. So I may put butter, oil, whatever the case may be, you know, yeah, crispy edges this time. So I got a cup. I'm doing like, you know, like a half a cup of batter here, half a cup of batter there. You don't want the pancakes too big. Because as you can see, the sausage is not that big. Basically, if you know what a Mc Griddle is, it's basically like a pancake sandwich. And now we're going to double back with these grits. You see they pretty thick. You know, mix them up. So what I'm finna add right now is some vegan almond cream. Barista is the brand. Is busting. You can add it in coffee, whatever the case may be. You're going to mix this on up. Let it get, let it get sizzle whizzle. We're going to double back on these pancakes. Now, y'all see where the bubbles is? That's how you know the pancakes are almost done. But we're going to let these sit a little longer because we want them edge. You see where the edge is right there, where it's almost done cooking? When the bubbles is popping and when them edges is done, you know, when it's look like you get it. If you make, yeah, you know. Now, this is what the sausages look like. We're going to flip these. I'm using a cake cutter. all the utensils is being used right now, either to use or in the dishwasher. You know, I had to, so don't double back, man. Look, we in the gangster's kitchen. You know, we break rules. We do what we want to do. Yeah. So we're gonna flip these guys over. Look how they look. They look nice, sizzling. You know, I added some a little more oil. You ain't even gotta season them. They busting. They maple. They got the lentils in them, and you know, yeah, that's what they look like. Now we're gonna go ahead and flip these pancakes. Now they ready. You see what yeah. Now we're gonna go ahead. Oh, look at the golden brown. Good God. My mouth watering for some more, and that was a bust, and I promise you. See them crispy edges? Everybody like them crispy. Who don't like the crispy edges? I mean, shit. Now we're gonna double back on the grits. We're gonna let the other side of them pancakes cook for about 2-3 minutes. They don't take that long. Now we finna season the grits. I'm putting some vegan Miyoko's butter, the same butter I use to butter the pancakes. I got some pink Himalayan sea salt. I'm putting some garlic powder, garlic salt, some nutritional yeast. The nutritional yeast to give it that cheesy flavor, you know, the cheesy texture. Gonna mix this on in. You know what I mean? Bussin', it's creamy, thick. Now let me ask y'all, what's grits without cheese? Huh? So I'm using the creamy brand cheese. I'm using sharp white cheddar and American cheese, all vegan. We're gonna mix this on in. I mean, what's grits without the cheese? Now I'm adding black pepper for the last but not least. And then on top of that, I'm gonna add some parsleys, you know, just to give it that little greenery. Yeah, now we're going to the eggs. Everything done, we're gonna cook the eggs last because that's what's fast, you know. Eggs last is fast. So I'm using 2 vegan eggs. The brand is called Just Egg. I got them from up the street up there at Whole Foods. They be busting Whole Foods, Sprouts, wherever you want it. Boom. Now, while the bottom is cooking, we're going to go ahead and season the tizop so it can all. So I'm putting salt, garlic powder, garlic salt, some garlic and herb powder, and some nutritional yeast. All of that's going to make and of course some black pepper and parsley, and now we're going to let that sit. We're going to let that bottom cook because I put a lot in there, you know what I mean? And then boom, we're going to go ahead and get that going. See what I'm talking about? That bottom cooking. It's all seasoned, and you see that, my boy? Stop playing with him. That nigga going crazy. See them eggs? All right, boom. So that's what they look like. That's what them eggs look like. Look like real eggs, don't it? Seasoned, good to go. Look at that. Oh, look at that crispy. Oh my God. So this is what it look like. We got the sausages, we got the pancakes done, we got the grits, we got the eggs. I'm gonna show y'all how I plate mine. So I put the syrup on there, right? Then we put the sausage on there, right? And then we just put the egg on there. Now you can add cheese too. You can add more cheese on top of it. I didn't add cheese because, I just didn't add cheese. You could sauce it up too. You could put bell peppers. You could make a whole omelet with the eggs. You could put bell peppers, onions, all kind of brazy stuff, whatever you want to do. And that's the vegan McMuffin. That's the vegan McMuffin. Yeah, that bit was busting. I promise you. Yeah, that bit was busting. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna throw a couple more syrup on there. The vegan Mc Griddle. Can't forget about the creamy grits. Hey, man, we in the gangster kitchen. The gangster's kitchen in the hood. I appreciate y'all for tapping back in with me. This is the vegan Mc Griddle. Now get out my kitchen.